Hey everyone, as many of you guys know, instead of releasing Mario Kart 9, Nintendo is remaking not one, not two, but 48 Mario Kart tracks from previous games to put in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now I know I've been a ghost since actually over a year now, and for the few people who stayed with me, I obviously really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me, but that's not what we're here to talk about, so let's just get into it. I'm not typically a fan of the new Mario Kart tracks, but maybe that's just because I'm biased and nostalgic. But I am insanely thrilled about this. So I've put together a list of 48 tracks that I believe either will, or at least should be, coming with these updates throughout this year and throughout 2023. For those who don't know, the first 8 maps are already out for Wave 1, and those maps consist of Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour, Toad Circuit from Mario Kart 7, Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64, Tokyo Blur from Mario Kart Tour, Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart DS, Sky Garden from Mario Kart Super Circuit, Ninja Hideaway from Mario Kart Tour, and oh yeah, that's right baby,
You just got coconut mold.
My opinions for these course choices are mainly positive, aside from being confused as hell on the Mario Kart Tour maps and Ninja Hideaway kinda just being the worst. I was pretty successful in adjusting to the slight changes in the rest of the maps, obviously being familiar with most of them. However, with these 8 maps covered, there are still 40 more maps to take place, so in this video I will take time to go over all the maps I think will be put in these DLCs, and if you disagree with me, you can shove a Okay, for Wave 2 we have the Turnip Cup and the Helicopter Hat Cup. For these 8 courses, I think and I hope that they will stray away from the Mario Kart Tour tracks and focus a little more on the Double Dash and Mario Kart Wii tracks. So for this wave, I will mostly stay with my top picks from these 2 games. For starters, I need to start with my favorite track of all time that up until recently I thought had never been shown anywhere else. Turns out it's actually in Mario Kart 7. I have an excuse, I've never played it. But that map is of course Dino Dino Jungle from Mario Kart Double Dash. This track is so insanely underrated that I feel like so many people have glanced over it. I mean, come on guys, it's dinosaurs on a racetrack. How can you not love that? For the second map, I will head over to Mario Kart Wii and insert in good old Mushroom Gorge. I think this map was loved by most during its time on the Wii, being the last map in the Mushroom Cup in that game. It was certainly played a ton, so welcome to the party, Mushroom Gorge. For the third overall pick of the 2022 Wave 2 draft, the YouTube's most useless content creator, OMG It's Andrew, selects Airship Fortress from Mario Kart DS. Thanks, Gem. This is one of those maps that you could just play over and over and over again and never really get tired of playing it. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the moles. For the fourth and final course in this cup, I'm gonna have to go with Koopa Cape. I mean, how can you go wrong with Koopa Cape? I feel like this one needs no explanation. It's so beautiful. So that concludes the third cup. So for the fourth cup, which is the Helicopter Hat, I'm going to start off with a banger, which is actually from 2 games, and that is Banshee Boardwalk from Mario Kart 64 and Mario Kart DS. This course brings back tons of memories of falling off at that one part at the end of the track where there's the little gap in the wood planks, yet still brings me such good vibes from my childhood. I would be very hyped to see this in Mario Kart 8. For my next pick, I'm going right back to the GameCube or the Wii for none other than Peach Beach. If you flash back to one of my previous videos, get Rosalina in there, and also my favorite character, Cataquack. You would know that we need these things in our lives. Everyone just forgets about my boy Cataquack, and we need to see his Nintendo Switch return that isn't just the port of Mario Sunshine. This small yet hilarious map can surely frustrate and ruin many families out there as if it hasn't already, and I wouldn't love to see anything more. For track 3 of this cup, I'm going to throw a real curveball here. I'm going to go with Pac Labyrinth from Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix 2. Now I have absolutely no idea if they even remember something like this, but god, it would be so cool if they put that in there. Because I mean, just look how cool it is. It's a cool map. I also have some new character ideas, but that's for later in the video. So for the last course of this cup, I will head to my main territory back at Mario Kart Wii/DS and predict none other than Delfino Square to make it onto this list. Creepy alleyway shortcut and all. This map has been extremely popular over the years, and I have no doubt in my mind that this one will make it onto the roster of fantastic courses. For the next 8 courses, which I believe is like a weird moon rock mushroom thing, and the Power Moon, Mario Kart Wii DLC will kind of take over once again because, let's be honest, it holds some of the best courses. So for course number 1, we are going to head to the factory, and you may be asking yourself, well, whose factory could that possibly be? And it is, of course, none other than Toad's Factory, baby. This course has been one of the best and most recognizable soundtracks and the design of the conveyor belts. With all this crazy stuff that goes back and forth on the screen, this map is sure to create chaos. The second map of this cup will be Wiggler's one and only map, Maple Treeway. In terms of uniqueness, this map might literally be number 1. I mean, the map is literally played on a tree, so there's not much else for me to say. It is literally one of the best maps of all time. The next map of this circuit will be the only course that isn't on Mario Kart Wii, and that is Frappe Snowland. This map is iconic due to the random snowman laid throughout the entire map, and I think it's crucial to include. For the grand finale of this cup, the players will take to the actual streets of Moonview Highway. Now this, much like Shroom Ridge, is of course where for some reason everything is like 10 times bigger than your actual car. Like for some reason we're just Hot Wheels now, but it's whatever. This map frustrated me so much as a kid, with an obstacle to avoid every 2 seconds, with winding tunnels and a whole bunch of crazy wall runs being thrown at you. This course is so much fun. For the next cup, also known as the Disguised Banana Cup, also known as the Monkey Cup, we are going to soar into DK Mountain and DK Summit. These 2 maps are crucial in these DLCs. I mean, come on, they're so good. And the iconic cannons, man, I mean, this is where this legacy started. Just please, Nintendo, put the DK maps in there. Next up, we got more trees, more monkeys with DK's Jungle Parkway. This map is so calming. There are quite a few Mario Kart maps that make you feel good, and this one is absolutely one of them. It's just so smooth and clean. For the last map of this very cleverly disguised Banana Cup, we have Banana Ruins from Mario Kart GP. If I had to be honest, I've probably never played on this map, but it was way too funny not to include in the all monkey track. For the Apple Cup and the Boomerang Cup, I've got some more nutty bangers for you. To start off the Moon Cup, aka the WW Cup, we've got Waluigi Stadium from Mario Kart Double Dash and Mario Kart Wii. This map was such a hit the first time they put it in Mario Kart that they put it in the very next game. The best part of this map is definitely the giant alleyway where there's a bunch of fake piranha plants going back and forth and you have to weave between them. For our second map, I will go with Waluigi Pinball from Mario Kart DS. Now everyone knows the graphics in Mario Kart DS aren't super fantastic, so seeing this epic map in the Mario Kart with the best graphics would be amazing. The highlight of this map is easily the giant game of pinball towards the very end of each lap. It's very unpredictable, and you are bound to either get hit by the ball or run into the boingy things at least once while playing this map. The third map will include none other than Mario Kart Double Dash's Wario Coliseum. This map is definitely one of the hardest courses in Double Dash, and without the drifting mechanics of Double Dash, along with only having 2 laps, I think it will be much easier to deal with, as there are definitely 1 or 2 spots that require some very tight drifting. However, this is a really fun map and certainly one I would love to see in the game. Now unfortunately, I ran out of good Wario and Waluigi themed maps, so I'll have to stray over towards the closest thing I could find, which is Mario Kart Tour Shy Guy Bazaar. This map is one of the few maps I actually remember from Mario Kart Tour, and it gets to go on my list because I remember actually enjoying the random Shy Guys walking around along the multiple paths that you're allowed to go. Plus there's this one really long gliding section that was really fun. For the Rock Cup, also known as the Andrew acclaimed Princess Cup, we are going to start off with once again another Mario Kart Double Dash legend, Daisy Cruiser. This map is one of my favorites of all time. I remember there being that one shortcut that was really hard to hit, but when you did, you saved quite a bit of time, and even if you didn't save quite a bit of time, it was still awesome. The most iconic part of this map is for sure the moving tables when you get onto the lower level of the ship. Our second of the Moon Cup will be Peach Gardens, another classic that was put in back-to-back games. You can't look me dead in the eyes and say avoiding the chain chomps while navigating the hedges isn't a fun adventure every single time. Plus, more moles, baby! Our third map will be another surprise appearance from Mario Kart Tour, and that is Rosalina's Ice World. Let's be honest, we need a Rosalina map. I mean, come on Nintendo, where's our Super Mario Galaxy or Odyssey map? For the fourth map, I ran out of princess maps, so we'll stick with Vanilla Lake from Mario Kart Super Circuit. Now this might be one of the oldest games of all time, but I can really only say I've played this maybe once or twice, but it's decently fun, and it fits in perfectly with the theme of this Grand Prix. Next up, we're looking at the Feather Cup and the Cherry Cup. For the Feather Cup, I think it's only fitting that we put only courses that have nothing to do with feathers. So for the newly named Mushroom Beach Cup, we are going with Shy Guy Beach from Mario Kart Wii. This course is super fun between the crabs that go and the bombs that get shot from the ship. I have so many memories of getting past at the last second of this map at that little grassy patch that stops you from getting the shortcut. Next in line, we are hitting them with Mushroom Bridge from Mario Kart Double Dash. This is another one with cars on the road, but between the legendary shortcuts and the giant bridge that you can not only ride on top of, but certainly fall off of at the end of the lap, this one has to be on the list. Next, we head back to the oceans of Mario Kart 64's Koopa Troopa Beach. This map I had actually never played until Mario Kart Tour's released, I think. However, I went back, played it on the N64, and have high hopes for it. It is quite an enjoyable map, and I think it would make a great addition. Lastly, of our newly named Mushroom Beach Cup is Mushroom City from Mario Kart Double Dash. Much like Ninja Hideaway, playing this map for the first, second, and honestly 30th time can be really confusing. However, it is still somewhat extremely enjoyable and intense, which is of course something that is required in every Mario Kart map. I'm talking to you, Cheeseland. We are now onto the Boomerang Cup, in which isn't going to have too much of a theme because I am this far into the script and I've realized there is no way on this planet that Nintendo is going to line up the courses in a specific pattern like this. But guess who doesn't care, baby? Next up in line is Rainbow Road, Rainbow Road, Rainbow Road, and Mario Kart Circuit 1. I'm not going to give too much of an explanation for the Rainbow Roads. I feel like they all deserve to be in the game, and being able to play a 7 to 8 race battle with 7 to 8 different Rainbow Roads would be really funny. And lastly, I picked Mario Kart Circuit simply because it's a classic. Basically one of the first courses ever, so it feels necessary. For the Acorn and the Blue Shell Cup, also known as the last cups of this video, we are going to start with another banger, Yoshi Falls from Mario Kart Wii and DS. This map is a classic. If you haven't tried to beat the Ghost Staff and failed miserably, I'm not 100% sure you had a childhood. The next map of the Boomerang Cup is going to have to be Omatsuri Circuit from Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix 2 once again. I think they're planning on throwing in some maps that absolutely no one knows, which by the way is definitely what they did with Ninja Hideaway. So if they are going to do so, I would like Don-chan to make an appearance at some point, so I think this would be really funny. Cheep Cheep Lagoon, baby. I've never played this map in my life, as the only Mario Kart I've never played in my life just so happens to be Mario Kart 7. However, this map looks fun, and I'm running out of good map ideas, so bear with me. This last course of the Acorn Cup is, of course, from Mario Kart Tour once again, because I have no ideas. And it will be New York Minute. While doing research for this video, I searched up some maps for Mario Kart Tour because, I'll be honest, I forgot them all except maybe like one or two. And this one caught my eye, and it looks great. With ramps and bumps everywhere, this one is for sure to be frustrating. Now that we're on the Blue Shell Cup, I have to once again change the name of the cup from the Blue Shell Cup to the Spooky Cup. So first up in the Spooky Cup will be none other than Luigi's Mansion, which is a total classic from the DS. This is one of my favorite maps because Spoopy Tree is Spoopy Tree. I mean, how can you go wrong with Spoopy Tree, eh? Now is when things get real scary with Bowser Castle DS. Also known as the one with the weird spinning platform, the weird spinning rod thing, and the weird moving platforms at the end of the race. This map is pretty intense. It has so much creativity and random garbage to throw at you the entire time that it's a total blast. Third up is Ghost Valley 2 from the SNES and the Wii. This map is actually quite difficult despite its classic and simple look. Running into these walls during the race is practically a guarantee, and for some reason it's just so frustrating to deal with. But it's one of those maps that make you groan when you see it come on the list, but it's like a good groan. Last up, we got Bowser's Castle from Mario Kart Wii. The only thing I can think of in terms of this map is his garden and the spiral. And those are the only two things I need. This map is fantastic and absolutely gets a spot in the Spooky Cup. Anyways, this is still not the end of the video because I've got more ideas for Nintendo. They got us all hyped up for 48 more courses, and I think they might be preparing to announce some more new stuff coming as well. For starters, hopefully adding more characters is in the works. Some suggestions I have are to give Link his companion in Zelda, and maybe even a champion from Breath of the Wild like Mipha. That would be super awesome. Also connecting the Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix 2 courses, adding in Pac-Man and Don-chan would be really cool. And it wouldn't be a Mario Kart series if my boy Funky Kong wasn't in here. I mean, come on Nintendo, are you serious? How did you even create this game without adding Funky Kong? There was a time on the Wii where you would go on Mario Kart Online, select Funky Kong on the Flame Rider, and then be paired up with 11 other Funky Kongs on the Flame Rider. How is that not already in the game? Some other characters I'd like to see in this game without going into too much detail are characters like Diddy Kong, Petey Piranha, Birdo, Wiggler, King Bob-omb, Rob, Chain Chomp, Kamek, Chargin' Chuck, and of course the best character in the game, Cataquack. If you have any other character suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. I think in terms of battle modes like Balloon Battle and with the newly included Renegade Roundup, we're actually pretty set. However, a new racing mode would be really cool. And yes, this is me in a very subtle way asking for a choice between Grand Prix, Versus, and Double Mode. I mean, how cool would it be to play Mario Kart 8 with the mechanics of Mario Kart Double Dash? That'd be so much fun, and it would easily be another 1,000 hours of my life spent on this game. This leads me to my next hope for Mario Kart, and that is that they add a few items from the previous games. A few of these that I'd like to see back are the Thundercloud that works kind of like tag until the timer runs out, and then the POW block would also be fun to see back in the game. This item requires you to shake the Wii remote at the right time in order to prevent getting hit by an earthquake type thing. Also, the giant banana that spews little bananas when hit, plus the heat-seeking Yoshi egg that spreads random items when hit from Mario Kart Double Dash would be super cool to see in the game. And I'd also like to see another version of the fake item boxes, but this time they actually look like replicas of the real item boxes. That would definitely create chaos. The last thing I want to go over before the end of the video is the battle stages. We are getting 48 new courses to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but are we going to get any battle arenas? So my top maps for those would definitely be Block Fort from Mario Kart DS, Funky Stadium from Mario Kart Wii, Cookie Land from Mario Kart Double Dash, Pipe Plaza from Mario Kart DS, Twilight House from Mario Kart DS, and Chain Chomp Wheel from Mario Kart Wii. Anyways, that concludes all of my predictions and hopes for where this franchise is going. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a comment if you agree or disagree with any of my choices or want to add on to something I said. And I will see you guys in the next video.